Hey guys, what is up? It's PMPfan13 Cosplay, and welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with a Cosplayer. I'm here with my girl and my sister, PMPfan13 Cosplay. She's here to help me elaborate today 3 things to remember when creating a lineup. This video is basically going to provide some insight on 3 main things you're going to want to remember when you're creating a cosplay lineup for a Comic-Con. That doesn't matter if the con's 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. It doesn't matter how long it is. These are going to be tips that you will want to remember when you're creating that lineup. And we're going to elaborate this based on some lineups that we've already created for upcoming cons of our own. We're just going to jump right into this and get on to that. So the first thing you're going to want to remember is do not make a con lineup with nothing but completely not completed cosplays. That is a really, really bad idea, and I'm going to give you some reasons why. The first reason being that you suddenly have a bunch of fans that are going to be looking for you in all of these cosplays. And if not a single one is done, you can't even guarantee to all of your fans or followers that you're going to have them all done. And if you have to change your lineup at the last minute because you don't have all of them done, there's a problem. The reason with that being is because closer to con time, a lot of people are no longer paying attention to if a lineup has changed or anything because they're on their way to the con. They're checking in, they're doing registration, they're doing orientation, all of that. And then that causes a problem because then fans are looking for you in one cosplay and you're actually in another one. Another reason why this is bad is because 1, it puts a lot of stress on your wallet. And 2, it puts a lot of stress on you, specifically, because all of a sudden you've got, like, somewhere between 3 and 5 cosplays that you need to complete in a small time frame, and you really haven't planned that out. When you're going to make a cosplay lineup, do not put more than 1 or 2 cosplays that are not finished. The rest of your lineup should be cosplays that are absolutely for sure finished. The reason for this is because you can guarantee it to your friends and fans. You won't have to change it at the last minute. And then risk them not seeing that it has been changed. 2, you're putting a lot less stress on yourself and your wallet. And 3, you're going to end up having a much greater experience, especially whenever you plan it enough in advance to where you can really take the time to work on a cosplay. Because I know that I've tried rushing a costume before, and I was not able to really stop and be pleased with my results as I am right now, because I'm making Astrid and Ahsoka for South Carolina Comic-Con and NashiCon next year, which is March and April, and that's like a good 7 or 8 months, and I'm able to really stop and enjoy the process of making them. I'm able to really stop and get progress photos for if I'm going to enter them in any costume contests. I have good progress photos of the progress because I have enough time to slow down and take them to show them, hey, I did this, this is what I did, this was my process, all of that. So that would be my first tip. Do not make a cosplay or con lineup with more than at least 1 or 2 cosplays that aren't finished. The rest of your cosplays on that lineup need to be for sure finished, with the exception of maybe a small prop needing to be made, small accessory, or maybe wig styling. But beyond that, if it's like major, you have to sew the whole costume, you have to build and spray paint the whole armor, that is an extreme that I wouldn't go to. Thing number 2 is who is going with you, or what friends will be there, and what cosplays they are wearing. This is because it is a very good idea to collaborate your costumes just a slight bit with any friends that are participating with you at the con. I'm not saying you have to completely collaborate every costume with a friend because there are differences that you're going to come into. However, that being said, collaborating 1 or 2 costumes out of an entire lineup for a con gives photo op opportunities as well as fun hangout opportunities with your friends. For an example, we will be going to NashiCon in April. I am collaborating with both her and my other friend who will be joining us on Drea. Drea, whatever. She goes by many names. I will be collaborating with them two. And I believe with her, I will be collaborating for 5 costumes, and with Andrea, I will be collaborating 2 costumes.
But on the last day, we're gonna do this whole big thing of collaborations twice. We're gonna change in our costume. It's gonna be awesome. I'm not even finished with my Natchico lineup because honestly, I still need to figure out one cosplay change. But that's not the point right now. We're going to be awkward sounds. Alright, we're going to be doing Shadowhunters and then some Riverdale people. So I'm gonna be Betty. My friend Dre is going to be Jughead, and we are getting her to do Cheryl. By the way, she doesn't really know Riverdale or like it, so that's kind of sad.
No, I just like doing things for my people.
We talked her into it mutually. And then after that, we're going to be doing, it's going to be Claire's Greychild. I'm going to be Jace, JC's the nickname I gave it, female Jace, Waylon, and our friend is going to do
Alec Lightwood.
Alec. So we're collaborating on that, and we also are going to share a hotel room, so we have to be mindful about space. You know, there is going, for example, there's going to be 2 beds and 1 couch. We're going to be rotating between who gets a bed each night, because it's not fair if everyone stays where they are. It's not fair if she's on the couch and me and Dre get the beds. That's not fair. You have to share. You also have to coordinate, because you don't want to all try to be in the bathroom at the same time. There's a lot of preparing. Like, roommates are great because they help pay for the room, and they're awesome to hang out with at the con. But you got to be mindful about who you're going with and what their needs are, because you can't think it's all about me. You got to think it's about her and the other person you could be sharing it with. Whether it be 3, 5, I don't know. You got to think about these things. Take it back over.
Yeah, so definitely the second thing to remember is what friends, family members, cosplay group members, etc. are going. What cosplays are they wearing, and are there any times where you may want to collaborate and or even participate in a photo shoot?
I hope it's fine. I think I went off topic about the whole roommate situation.
Yeah, that's fine. The third thing is actually broken down into 2 parts. The first part being the cosplays that you bring, you have to consider, are they prone to any kind of malfunction? This is not necessarily to say costume malfunction, but that is part of it though. One half of it, of the malfunction, the other is if it falls apart. What I mean by this is the malfunction part. Can it easily slip in an area where the convention staff may find it to be inappropriate? And the second part is it prone to falling apart? When you wore it before, does the clips on the buckles on the armor come off? Does pieces of the armor not stick? Does the Velcro on something not hold a piece? Has the belt come apart on numerous occasions? Does the wig keep falling? Etc. If it's prone to falling apart, it might not be a good idea to bring it. However, in a case where you think you fixed it okay enough, or you have questions about a costume that you're not entirely sure will hold up, this is where the second part comes in. Bring a backup. For, let's say, for NashiCon, I have a total of 6 cosplays planned. 2 for each day. I'll have one, Friday, I'm planning for the early afternoon when we get there and we sign in, being Astra. That night, since it's open until 11, I'm planning on being Batgirl for a while. Saturday, I'm planning on being Mal for the entire day until it's time for the formal ball, in which I will be doing Coronation Mal. Sunday, like she said, I'll be Cheryl and Clary Frey. So that's a total of 6 cosplays. But in my bag that I'm bringing, you will find 7. I will be bringing Lucy Hartfilia as a backup. 1, because I am building this Astrid armor, but it will be a backup. This is the thing you need to know. You need to know whether or not a cosplay is not going to be done at least 2 to 3 weeks in advance. do not try to push yourself knowing that it's not going to be done in 2 to 3 weeks. If you know for certain that it seems impossible to get it done within 2 to 3 weeks, go ahead and let your fans know this is probably going to be my lineup because I do not see myself finishing this costume in time. So that's like, Lucy is a backup in case I cannot get that finished, or I may not have the time to really test run her because that would be her first con. So seeing as I will not have time to test run her, unfortunately, I will be bringing Lucy as a backup in case she may fall apart, or she may not hold up the way I want to, or if I find that I'm overheating. So, the 2 parts for that one would be, does one of your cosplays you play malfunction, and bring a backup in the event that it does malfunction or it doesn't work. So those are basically 3 main rules that you're going to want to remember when you're doing a lineup.
Can I say something?
Any other things are not as major to remember as basically that. And I'm thinking about next week my video being on like travel for a con, like things to do to get prepared for traveling for a con, all of that. But I'll figure that out as I go along.
But for me, I'm like, for example, it is hard to get into that Eevee dress, so I'm going to bring my fancy marionette as a backup in case, let's say, the corset seems to be a problem for that night. We can't get it done, or a ribbon breaks or something, you know. The simplest things you don't think about. You bring a backup in case. So I'm bringing marionette for that. And then poison ivy can be kind of, that costume can be kind of strenuous after a while, or hard to keep up. So I'm in between doing a female Natsu to go with her backup, or a Noma. But it's always a good idea to have it. I'm just going to say this, more than one backup's okay. Like, for example, poison ivy, I'm wanting to have a backup for that just in case it gets too strenuous for the whole day. But also, if you know that you're going to wear something and go to something that's a lot more fancier and you need a backup for that, then definitely bring a backup dress if you're going to try to go to a ball, because it's not like Velma can go to a ball, you know.
Another good idea for backups might be it's a good idea to always check the policy of whatever convention you're going to, like their weapons and dress policy. However, there are certain times and events where a policy may change and it is not on the website. It's always a good idea to bring a cosplay that may have a different complete outfit outlook, or may have little smaller props or no props at all, because they can at any time change their policies, and it may just be a last minute thing that they don't have on the website in time for you to catch, and then, you know, it messes up like your whole cosplay if you go there and you can't bring like your major prop or anything. So that's another good idea to have a backup cosplay for, is in case weapons or costume policy changes, because they're in constant change due to a lot of the stuff that is happening recently.
Or you can always, and I know this is probably going to sound like the dumbest answer, because they're going to get several hundred messages probably, but they do take the time to answer them. So you could always message them and make sure that if, let's say you want to bring a really big axe or a big Harley Quinn, like, what's that called?
Mallet.
And you're not sure to let it in because it falls in the in-between category, then that's when you message them. And they do have people that answer back. I know it sounds crazy because they're probably getting 1,000 messages. It might take them a day or two, but they will answer you back. I promise you they will.
A lot of convention websites do in fact have like the convention name, info at whatever website.com. It's always a good idea to ask your questions there that you may be questioning about. Like, certain conventions may have policies against completely covering masks. Others have policies against oversized props, including giant fairy wings, which is understandable because they can block the flow of traffic in the dealer's hall, or they can even harm someone.
I mean, they're gorgeous, but they can be dangerous.
Yeah. And then, of course, a lot of conventions, as you'll know, do have like a nudity is nudity, no costume is no costume policy, which is a good thing. I don't see why anybody would want to go to a Comic-Con like that, but as most are family-friendly events, they do have that in place. I know a few that are actually saying that it is limited to a modest bikini, because I know some people come to conventions in the skimpiest bikinis possible to try to get as close to nudity as possible. That being said, if they say no nudity, they kind of mean no nudity. Don't try to wean your way out of that. Just, it's not really cool.
This is so crazy, and I'm actually going to mention this here while we're talking. I've actually heard and actually seen it on, like, news and Instagram and everything, and I'm like, what the heck are you thinking? Someone is basically being nude wearing, like, I think I can say this, no I can't, covers for the chest, and then a underwear cover, and then after that, they'll just paint everything else, and they call that cosplay. Now, don't get me wrong, body paint's awesome, but also, it's still nudity. You're just wearing paint and covers.
Yeah, and most conventions will stop you with that, so definitely check the policies. Don't try to find a way around it. It doesn't really work. They have rules in place for a reason, and they're probably there for a good reason. Again, most conventions are family friendly, so yeah, that's basically another reason that we got a little off topic, but you know, basically the beginning of that topic was another reason for bringing a backup cosplay. Anyway, that's 3 things that you should always remember when you're making any kind of lineup. Do not overstress yourself. Okay, lineups are hard. Chances are there's gonna be some point where you're probably freaking out. It's okay. Do not try to stuff more than 1 or 2 cosplays in a day max. You are not a superhero. Relax. I have a lot of cosplays. It was really hard for me to make my NashiCon lineup because I have so many cosplays. But I have hope that I'm going to other conventions that will be extended over periods of a few days, and that I'll get other chances to wear my other cosplays. So do not worry. All of your cosplays will eventually see the light. You do not have to try to stuff a ton of new cosplays into a short time frame and get it ready for a con. You do not have to stuff a billion cosplays into 3-4 days. It's fine.
Can I say something real quick? Also, I know how great it is, and trust me, it really is great when a lot of people, like, cosplay to go into the costume contest every now and then. But, like, when you go to the same con, but, like, let's say one's in spring and then one's in fall, in the same costume and try to enter the contest, it's okay to change up your cosplay. You don't have to wear the same thing. People will notice, and 9 times out of 10, if you wear the same costume you wore and you won at spring, you're not going to be able to enter at fall contest.
That's like really off topic from this video, but okay.
But basically what I'm saying is try and wear different cosplays. If you wear the same thing, that's what you're going to become labeled as. I've had this happen, I'm sorry.
Alright then.
That awkward face.
So that concludes this video, which is a lot longer than I intended it to be because she gets way off topic.
Hey, we made some good off topics though.
I'll try to keep my next video more in topic for you guys because it's probably going to be long anyway with all of the stuff that I'll be mentioning.
Off topic, the new hot topic. No, okay. I did a collab with her on my second channel, PMPfan13 dolls. If you want to check it out, we reviewed some Descendants dolls. We opened them up. We sort of played with them, and then we also compared about how much stuff that the brand got wrong and how much we thought that it was a different brand. So go check that out. Okay.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.
Toodaloo.
Bye.